This is an issue that's important in this race. Just because he says it doesn't make it true. The facts are the facts. We balanced a $3.6 billion budget deficit. We did it by cutting taxes $4.7 billion to help working families, family farmers, small business owners, and senior citizens. And it's about time people in America stand up and take note of this. If you want someone who can actually take on the special interest of Washington, which you yourself just said you were part of, using the system, we need somebody who's going to stand up and fight for average Americans to put them back in charge of the government. I'm the one who's taking that on. I'll do that as your next president.
All right, welcome back to Hannity. That was Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker earlier tonight responding to attacks leveled against him by GOP frontrunner Donald Trump. He joins us now from the spin room. Governor, good to see you. He's saying one thing, you're saying another thing. I guess we got to get to the bottom line here. Is there any deficit in Wisconsin now?
Not at all. I've had a balanced budget every year I've been in office. He's just using the talking points literally of the Democrats. And Sean, as you know, having covered this, we won 3 elections in 4 years because those just aren't accurate. We balanced a $3.6 billion budget deficit. We fixed it. We cut taxes, as I mentioned, $4.7 billion. Our schools are better. Our finances are great. In fact, we have a rainy day fund that's 165 times bigger than we took office, and a pension fund that's one of only 2 in the country fully funded. Our finances are in great shape. The problem is you've got some of these candidates will just go and say just about do anything. We don't need an apprentice in the White House. We need someone who's been tested, and I've been tested unlike anybody else on that stage tonight.
You know, Governor, I thought you came out of the box very, very strong tonight, and I almost found myself frustrated because I wanted to hear more from you and Ted Cruz and Marco and some other candidates. With 11 people up there, it's got to be frustrating to you. You know, that you get a few minutes, then you disappear for 25 minutes. Is that hard?
Right. Oh, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, I hope the one thing people took away was there's a lot of great candidates up there with a lot of great ideas, and I'd love to work with any of them. In fact, one of my favorite books is A Team of Rivals. There'd be a lot of good people to put in a cabinet out there. The bottom line for us, as I mentioned at the end, though, is if you want a better economy, if you want to live a life free of the threat of radical Islamic terrorism, if you want a government that's small enough to succeed instead of too big to fail, you want to pick someone who's actually done those sorts of things under similar circumstances. It's why you don't want an apprentice in the White House like we have right now, someone who's never been tested in government before. And our main argument is we've been tested. You know it. Your listeners and viewers know that. We've been tested unlike anyone else in this race. My hope is we'll continue to get chances to make that case.
I liked your answer on Iran tonight, and I'm a little surprised that some of the people on that stage actually said they would not tear that deal up on day one. I can name a dozen things that the Iranians got as they were preaching death to America and chanting that and saying the destruction of Israel is non-negotiable. But I can't think of one thing the United States gets out of this deal, not one.
Well, I said that's a sorry. I joked about it. I wish it wasn't funny. I'd love to play cards with Barack Obama because the way his administration did this deal, he folds on everything. I'll do a deal with Iran. Do it on our terms. Give up your illicit nuclear infrastructure. Just fully disclose what you have in terms of all your nuclear facilities out there, including Fordo, the underground fortified facility, and then go out and get rid of your destructive behavior. Stop the terrorist activities, which will be funded when the lifting of the sanction occurs. This is just bad, and if you're not ready to cancel it, to terminate on day one, then I don't think you're ready to be president on day one.
Let me ask you about the format tonight. It seemed that the moderators wanted to say, okay, you said this about this person, they said this about you, now fight it out. It was like they wanted a WWE SmackDown and full cage match. What was your reaction? Do you like it, not like it, productive, not productive?
No, I think in the end it would be nice. I mean, it was good to have a substantive debate. There were a lot of substantive questions out there, so I'll give them that. But this back and forth, and as you saw, most of which revolved around one particular candidate, because that's the candidate most people are talking about, left a lot of the rest of the candidates out from having a chance to talk about things. I hope people who tuned in will see that in the end, while that may make for great television, in the end, you want someone who's been tested. We took on the big government union bosses. We took on the powerful special interests from Washington. We didn't just win 3 elections in 4 years in a blue state. We fought, we won, we got results, and we did it without compromising our conservative principles. If that's what you want out of the next president, then I'm your candidate. I'm the guy you should vote for.
All right, Governor, thanks so much for taking time. We appreciate it tonight. Thank you.